Well, Coach, welcome to our fair city. Is this the first time you've played in San Diego?
You guys must have been listening to someone else. Someone asked me that.
I heard that. I can only imagine the look that you gave them.
Well, I have no idea what he meant. I guess he didn't know we were from here.
I guess not, but you guys have made a name for yourself pretty much everywhere else, and that's certainly a tribute to the kind of season you've had. And do you look at a bowl game as a reward for your team, or do you look at it as a must-win type of situation? How do you go about preparing for a bowl game? Is it different than a regular season game?
It is different. It's quite a bit different because you have a lot of time in between your last game and the bowl game. And I look at it as a reward. Now, our primary goal is to win the game, obviously, but a must-win situation, I don't think it's quite that serious, but it's very serious to us because this team can do a lot of things that haven't been done around here in a long time, beating BYU, winning 10 games, so forth and so on. So I think our kids are focused and ready to go.
How are your players handling the preparation versus all the events that go on during the bowl week?
Well, we let them enjoy themselves in the morning, and then we get them over to practice in the afternoon. So by the time we get them to practice, they've done a really good job of getting back into it, and they've been really good in practice, and I expect them to play well.
Rocky, give us a little scouting report on BYU. I mean, obviously they have some very impressive numbers on defense. What makes them so good, and how are you guys going to go about attacking them?
Well, BYU's an awful good football team, and they've lost some games, but they've been to really, really good teams. They're really big and strong and mature up front on both offense and defense, especially on defense. It'll be the biggest, strongest, most aggressive defensive front that we've played against. You know, we like to run the ball. They do a great job of stopping the run, so it's going to be a test of wills. I mean, they're not going to change what they do, and we're not going to change what we do. I think it'll be a great football game.
Chris and I were discussing this earlier. Does it give Bronco Mendenhall a little bit of an advantage because he's so familiar with your defense that he ran it before with you at New Mexico? Even though they don't run it at BYU, he'll know how to prepare his offense, how to handle it a little bit more.
Well, I think he might have some advantages because he knows our defense probably better than any other head coach in the country. But the funny thing about it, and him and I are friends, and we've talked, the funny thing about it is, you know, we don't play. He doesn't play. I don't play. The players are the ones that decide who win the game, and he thinks we're an aggressive football team, and I think they're a very aggressive football team, so I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
How will the fact that you don't have Walter Casey available affect your offense and your game plan, Coach?
Well, the game plan going in is going to be exactly the same. Now, we're sad for Walter that he's not playing, and obviously that hurts us a little bit. He's a great running back. He's a great leader on our team, but Chase Price will take over the position that Walter did. And we plan on using two running backs like we have all year, and Chase Price will be the one getting the other carries.
A lot of people are expecting a low-scoring game. They look at BYU's defense, they look at your improving defense and say not a lot of points, but hey, the last two bowl games you guys have played in, you put up a lot of points in those games. What kind of game are you expecting?
Well, you know, that's a funny deal because you never know how any game's going to go, but the bowl game, it's usually opposite of what people think it's going to be. Everybody thinks this is going to be, and I think it's going to be a smash-mouth game, that the team that plays the best defense is going to win. It's going to be low-scoring. That's what I think going in. But as you say, I mean, you never know. I mean, this might be a 50-49 game, which I think most fans like to watch.
As long as the Aztecs get the 50, yeah, we'd love to see that game, Coach.
I agree. I agree.
You know, I asked you this last week on the coaches show, but I wanted to ask you again just about so you knew you were going to play BYU, and you yourself, I know, have a lot of respect for BYU, but whether or not you've been surprised at all with the kind of reaction that you've gotten from San Diego State fans and alumni and kind of realizing the dislike there is in San Diego for BYU?
I'm not surprised at all because, as you know, I've been in this league a long time, and BYU's been a dominant team in the WAC and in the Mountain West. They've been a dominant team, so nobody ever likes a team that wins all the time, and they're always for the underdog. Now, I see it that way, and I know the fans see it that way, but guess what? The two teams don't. We're not in the same league anymore. The two teams have not battled against each other much. I mean, we played them 3 years ago. Most of these kids weren't on that team. I think both teams have respect for the other team, but I don't think the teams feel that rivalry at all.
Do you find yourself recruiting against BYU, or are they going for different pools of players in terms of their religious affiliation?
Very seldom do we recruit against BYU. I mean, every once in a while there's a crossover. Their running back, their freshman running back, we recruited. He's from Fontana, Summit High School in Fontana. We recruited him hard, and I think we came down to one of the three, and he's the starting running back for BYU, and has had a great year.
Well, Coach, it should be some kind of game. Poinsettia Bowl, second time in 3 years. I know you're excited to get a chance to play in front of your home fans. I know that's one of the things that you really like about playing in San Diego. We wish you the best of luck. It should be a great game, and we'll see you out there Thursday night.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.